Hi, and welcome to the Black Christian Geeks, Linux, and more. This is season 1, episode 1, basically the introduction. I start off by introducing myself. Who am I? My name is Richard L. Scott, the Black Christian Geek, and I have been using Linux now for about 15 years, but not only until December, the end of last year, that I officially make it my daily driver. I'm currently using Farron OS on my laptop and desktop to record this episode. Farron OS is a derivative of Ubuntu, but more on that later. Prior to switching to Linux in December as my daily driver, for the past 20 years as of December, I've been a Mac user, and as a result, for full disclosure, I have another YouTube channel called All Things Mac. I figure after 20 years of using the Mac OS, I can import and share some knowledge with listeners on that. What is Linux? For other Linux users or deep diving techs who may hear this my heart's desire and intention is for this to primarily be for noobs, aka newbies, or for casual average users, and therefore the definition and explanation I give is going to be more surface level. The simplest way to put it is Linux is an operating system much like the Mac OS or Windows. It's just an operating system that you choose to use on your computer to get things done. Linux, in my opinion, is the most used, least known operating system out being used in the market right now. What do I mean by that? Well, it's deployed a little bit everywhere, in dashboards of cars, in our home devices, in Internet of Things. So a lot of people are using Linux, but they're not aware that they're using it in some form or fashion. So then, what to expect from this channel? That's a fair question. What you can expect from this channel is Linux distro reviews, and I briefly mentioned the one I'm using now. I'm trying to at least what we categorize as our distro hop to explore or try at least one new Linux distribution each month when possible, and try to use it daily to give it a fair shake. So when I review it, I can review it from the perspective of actually using it to get my work done. However, I am still an IT professional, and I have to be able to get my work done. So there are rare occasions where I multi-boot my machine, where I may have to boot back into Windows or onto my Mac or into another familiar flavor of Linux to make sure I'm able to get my work done. 2, how-tos, where I'll demonstrate the applications that I currently use to get my work done in a daily fashion. Tech tips I love, and it'd be beneficial. This would be beneficial even for seasoned or long time users, where again I share tips and tricks that I use to get my work done more efficiently. And then there's apps. The bonus thing about apps is I'm an advocate and a supporter of free, Libre, and open source software. And with open source software, a lot of the tools that I use on Linux, which by the way is what makes it easier to switch from Windows to Linux or from Mac to Linux for me, or the apps that I use and that I'll be sharing, you'll be able to use on Windows or Macs, even if you choose not to come to Linux. And the last thing that I'll mention in this introduction that you can expect to receive from this channel is a gentle persuasion to join those of us who are using Linux. And here's what I pledge to you. I've coined the phrase, at least trying to coin the hashtag that is Tech Truth, or Tell the Tech Truth. One thing you can always rely on coming from me in this channel or any of my other channels on my blog is I will always tell you the tech truth. I will not artificially inflate Linux or a particular distro for any reason. I'll tell it to you from my perspective as I see it to be the truth. So hopefully you have heard something that piques your interest, and I'll get to work on producing new episodes and start sharing some of the things that I've mentioned here. So thanks for watching, and if you found or think that this would be helpful for you or for others, please consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing. I am currently self-sponsored. I don't have any sponsors, and I'm not being paid for anything. So all the opinions are my own. Again, my name is Richard L. Scott, the Black Christian Geek, and this is Linux and More. Thanks again, and God bless.